Life is a whirlwind. It throws unexpected curveballs, tests our patience, and pushes us to our limits. But what if you could face life's challenges with a sense of calm and clarity, no matter the storm raging around you? This is the power of mastering your emotions. It's about understanding, managing, and channeling your emotions effectively. Imagine being able to acknowledge your anger without lashing out, to sit with your sadness without being consumed by it, or to embrace your joy without being defined by it. Think of a sailboat navigating a stormy sea. Without a skilled captain at the helm, the boat is at the mercy of the wind and waves. But with a skilled captain, the boat can navigate the storm and reach its destination. Mastering your emotions means you'll learn to experience these emotions without letting them control your behavior. So are you ready to embark on this transformative journey? The first step to mastering your emotions is to develop a keen awareness of them. Emotions are powerful forces that can influence our thoughts, behaviors, and interactions with the world. Just like a riptide can swiftly pull an unsuspecting swimmer away from shore, our emotions can lead us down unexpected paths if we're not paying attention. Think of a time when you were swept away by an intense emotion. In those moments, it might have felt like your emotions had a life of their own, dictating your actions and reactions. To master our emotions, we must first learn to recognize them as they arise. This means paying attention to our internal landscape, our thoughts, bodily sensations, and behavioral urges. Start by simply observing your emotions without judgment. The more aware you become of your emotional patterns, the better equipped you'll be to manage them effectively. By shining a light on our emotions, we can begin to understand their power and learn to navigate them with greater skill and resilience. In the heat of the moment, when emotions are running high, it's tempting to react impulsively. This is where the power of the pause comes in. The pause is a simple yet profound technique that allows us to create space between our emotions and our reactions. Think of the pause as a circuit breaker. When you feel yourself getting caught in the grip of a strong emotion, hit the pause button. Take a deep breath and resist the urge to react immediately. This brief pause, even if it's just for a few seconds, can make all the difference. During this pause, you can ask yourself a few key questions. What am I feeling right now? What's the best way to respond in this situation? The more you practice the pause, the more it will become second nature. The pause is a powerful tool for emotional mastery, allowing you to navigate difficult situations with greater clarity, composure, and wisdom. Our breath is a powerful anchor in the midst of emotional storms. When we're stressed, anxious, or angry, our breath tends to become shallow and rapid. By consciously slowing down and deepening our breath, we can calm our nervous system and create a sense of inner peace. Deep breathing techniques have been practiced for centuries in various cultures and traditions. One simple yet effective breathing technique is the 4-7-8 breath. To practice this technique, find a comfortable seated position and close your eyes. Inhale deeply through your nose for a count of 4, hold for 7, and exhale slowly through your mouth for 8. Repeat this cycle for several rounds, noticing the calming effect it has on your body and mind. You can practice deep breathing anytime, anywhere, at your desk, in traffic, or before a stressful event. Remember, your breath is your anchor, always there to guide you back to a place of peace and tranquility. One of the biggest sources of emotional turmoil is our attachment to outcomes. When we're overly attached to a particular outcome, we set ourselves up for disappointment, frustration, and anxiety. Think of a time when you were deeply invested in a particular outcome. Perhaps it was a job interview, a competition, or a personal relationship. But what happened when things didn't go your way? Did you feel crushed, defeated, or even angry? Detaching from the outcome doesn't mean we don't care about the results of our efforts. It simply means we release our grip on the need to control the outcome. We focus on what we can control, our actions, our attitude, and our effort, while letting go of the things we can't control. This doesn't mean we shouldn't set goals or strive for excellence. When we detach from the outcome, we free ourselves from the emotional roller coaster of expectations. We become more resilient, adaptable, and open to new possibilities. Our thoughts have a powerful influence on our emotions. When we change the way we think about a situation, we can change the way we feel about it. Reframing is a powerful technique that allows us to shift our perspective and view challenges as opportunities for growth and learning. Imagine you're stuck in traffic after a long day at work. Your initial reaction might be frustration, anger, or impatience. But what if you used this time to practice reframing? Instead of focusing on the inconvenience, you could choose to see it as an opportunity to listen to your favorite podcast, or enjoy a few moments of solitude. Or perhaps you've received some constructive criticism at work. Your initial reaction might be defensiveness, self-doubt, or even anger. But what if you reframed this feedback as an opportunity for growth? Instead of taking it personally, you could choose to see it as a chance to develop your skills. Remember, it's not the situation itself that determines our emotional state, but rather our interpretation of it. In the midst of emotional turbulence, it's helpful to have an emotional anchor, something that grounds us, brings us back to center, and reminds us of our inner strength. This anchor could be a person, a place, a practice, or even a simple object. For some, it might be spending time in nature, feeling the warmth of the sun on their skin, or listening to the soothing sounds of the ocean. For others, it might be connecting with loved ones, engaging in a creative hobby, or practicing mindfulness meditation. The key is to find what works best for you, something that brings you a sense of peace, joy, or connection. Once you've identified your emotional anchor, make a conscious effort to incorporate it into your daily life. Your emotional anchor is there to support you, especially during challenging times. By cultivating a strong connection to your emotional anchor, you equip yourself with a powerful tool for navigating emotional turbulence with greater ease and grace. Mastering your emotions isn't just about personal transformation. It's about creating a ripple effect that extends outward, positively impacting our relationships, communities, and the world around us. When we learn to regulate our own emotions, we become more empathetic, compassionate, and understanding of others. Imagine a world where people responded to conflict with empathy instead of anger, where disagreements were met with understanding instead of judgment. When we model emotional intelligence in our own lives, we inspire those around us to do the same. Our children learn to navigate their emotions by observing us. Our colleagues and friends feel safer and more supported when they know we can handle difficult conversations with grace and understanding. When we invest in our own emotional growth, we contribute to a more compassionate, harmonious, and just world. It's a ripple effect that starts with each of us, one mindful breath, one compassionate act, one courageous conversation at a time. On the path to emotional mastery, it's essential to embrace imperfection. We're all human and we're all going to make mistakes. There will be times when we lose our cool, react impulsively, or let our emotions get the best of us. The key is to approach these moments with self-compassion and a willingness to learn from our mistakes. Think of a toddler learning to walk. They stumble, they fall, they get back up and try again. They don't judge themselves for their stumbles. They simply see them as a natural part of the learning process. When we beat ourselves up for our mistakes, we only add to our emotional burden. Instead, we can choose to see our mistakes as valuable learning opportunities. By embracing imperfection, we free ourselves from the pressure to be perfect and allow ourselves to learn and grow at our own pace. The ultimate reward of mastering your emotions is the experience of inner peace. It's a state of being characterized by a sense of calmness, clarity, and contentment, even in the midst of life's inevitable challenges. When we're no longer at the mercy of our emotions, we're free to experience life with greater joy, presence, and fulfillment. Imagine waking up each morning with a sense of peace and purpose, knowing that you have the inner resources to handle whatever the day may bring. Inner peace isn't something we find outside ourselves, it's something we cultivate from within. When we're at peace with ourselves, we're better able to be at peace with others. We approach our relationships with greater patience, understanding, and compassion. The joy of inner peace is a gift we give ourselves, a reward for the hard work of emotional mastery. Emotional intelligence is like a muscle. The more we use it, the stronger it becomes. Just as we wouldn't expect to run a marathon without training our physical body, we can't expect to master our emotions without cultivating our emotional intelligence daily. Here are a few simple yet powerful practices you can incorporate into your daily routine. Start with awareness. Pay attention to your emotions throughout the day. Notice how they manifest in your body and mind. Practice the pause. Before reacting to a challenging situation, take a few deep breaths and create space between your emotions and your reactions. Reframe negative thoughts. Challenge negative thought patterns and look for the hidden opportunity in every challenge. Remember, emotional intelligence is a lifelong journey, not a destination. Your journey to emotional mastery is uniquely your own. There's no right or wrong way to approach it. The key is to find what works best for you and to commit to the process with an open mind and a willingness to learn and grow. Be patient with yourself. Emotional mastery is a skill that takes time and practice to develop. Don't get discouraged if you don't see results overnight. Be kind to yourself. Treat yourself with the same compassion and understanding you would extend to a loved one. Celebrate your successes and learn from your mistakes. Your journey to emotional mastery is an investment in yourself, your relationships, and your overall well-being. As you cultivate greater emotional mastery in your own life, you contribute to a calmer, more compassionate, and more peaceful world. When you respond to challenges with grace instead of reactivity, you inspire others to do the same. When you approach conflicts with empathy instead of judgment, you create a ripple effect that extends far beyond yourself. Imagine a world where emotional intelligence was taught in schools, where leaders embodied compassion and understanding. This is the world we can create, one emotionally intelligent individual at a time. Your journey to emotional mastery is not just about personal transformation, it's about creating a better world for ourselves and for generations to come. So as you embark on this transformative journey, remember that you're not just doing it for yourself. You're doing it for your loved ones, your community, and for a world that desperately needs more empathy, understanding, and peace.